Yeah, I want to know what happened with Ingus, to be honest. How did he become the knight? And these kids are showing him up. What game is this? Dark Souls. A mixture of Dark Souls and Chutes and Ladders. If Chutes and Ladders and Dark Souls had a baby. Oh my god, it's so violent. Look at him. Oh my god. It's the most violent game. Is this my least favorite? It can't be my least favorite when the death screen is so hilarious. It's already my favorite. Just because of the victory screen when someone's dead. Yeah, man, this could be the new meme. Because, like, everyone always talks about Dark Souls when they talk about hard games. But I always hated that. Because, for one thing, Dark Souls really isn't really that hard. Especially when put against stuff like old NES games and stuff. Hold on, I have to figure this out. So wait. Okay, when it says MP restored, it means the uses, obviously. So, like, I always hated when people said, like, this is the Dark Souls of this series or whatever, because Dark Souls really isn't that hard. It's more of just designed in a way that makes it feel hard, and designed in a way that punishes beginners. But if you've played the game through, it becomes very easy. And, you know, there was this whole, like, meme where every, reviewer would always relate everything to Dark Souls. And I've been looking for, like, a different game to say that instead of relating everything to Dark Souls. Well, this could be the new one. We just relate everything to Final Fantasy III. We're like, oh, this is the Final Fantasy III of the series. Crash 4 is the Final Fantasy 3 of the Crash series. It's funny though, because usually when people say, oh, this is the Dark Souls of the series, it doesn't make any sense. They're basically just saying it's hard, but like I said, Dark Souls isn't hard, it's more of a beginner's trap kind of deal. But this is maybe the one time, out of all the times we've memed about Dark Souls, where I actually agree with it. This kind of is the Dark Souls of Final Fantasy, because it feels like Dark Souls in a way where it just drops you in. Like, you have to know right off the bat that things are going to smack you if you're not careful. So, in a way, I actually, for the first time ever, agree with the whole Dark Souls comment. I think this is the Dark Souls of Final Fantasy. Because it expects you to immediately grind and immediately know that if you aren't prepared, you're going to die. You know? So it actually does kind of fit. Yeah. I've had people argue with me like, no, Dark Souls is hard. It's not just beginner trap, it's hard. And then I'm like, what about that guy that beat the whole game with no armor with the Guitar Hero controller? Is he just the god of gamers, or what? What about the speed runs where they win in like 20 minutes with no armor? Like, you could never beat Dark Souls without the strongest equipment and cheats and Knights of the Round. I would never play Dark Souls without God mode Knights of the Round. What's up, Lucian? I don't know, was Dark Souls really advertised to be hard? Like, I don't think I ever really saw commercials that were like, it's the hardest game ever. No, you're right, General. Like, that's a bad example, because obviously speedrunners are good at their games. But what I'm trying to say is, like, the game is built to punish people who aren't, like, that haven't played it before, you know? There's games like, I don't know. I mean, Celeste is a good example, to be honest. You know, the world record any % run of Celeste still has deaths in it. You know, because it's a hard game. People spend thousands and thousands of hours in it, and they still make mistakes and die because that's just the way the game is made. Whereas Dark Souls, as soon as you beat it once, you can beat it again pretty easily because you know what everything does, and it's not a very button-intensive game. It's a know what to do at what time type of game. But I don't know, we actually had a discussion a couple weeks ago, it was. I think it was during Final Fantasy, about hard games and what makes a game hard. And it's honestly it's a hard thing to decide. Like, what makes a game hard, right? Because you could call Dark Souls hard because when you first play it, you die a lot. Because that's, I mean, literally the game is built that way. You walk down a road and a rock comes down and just kills you. And then you're like, oh, I'm not supposed to go that way. So, or I'm supposed to walk up and then walk back or whatever. Like, there's so many beginner's traps in the game. You walk in a doorway and a guy just stabs you because you didn't know he was there because you haven't done it yet. So does that make the game hard, or does that just make it a beginner's trap? Then there's games like Celeste, where you die a lot playing Celeste, because that's what it is. It's a precision platformer. But it's also not very punishing at all. When you die, you just spawn right back where you were in the same room. Same thing with something like Super Meat Boy. Super Meat Boy is really hard, but it's also not punishing. Then there's games that are brutally punishing, like a lot of old NES games, where you get 3 lives and then you gotta start the whole game over. Does that make, you know, is the original Mario harder than Celeste because it's more punishing? Like, I would argue that Celeste is much harder than original Mario. It has way more movement tech, way more that you have to learn, a lot longer, a lot more, like, there's puzzles, there's a lot more going on with Celeste. Mario, at its core, is running and jumping. You run and jump correctly and you win the game. But at the same token, Mario, you need to get through 8 worlds without dying 5 or 6 times. Whereas Celeste, you can die a bajillion times and still win. So, it's hard to say. Like, which one is harder? It's an interesting discussion. Some people would just say, you know, Dark Souls is hard because I died a lot. And although kind of agree with that. At the same way, it's like, it's a very not punishing game, so I would find punishing games harder, because it's harder to stick with them until the end. Like, you know, you can call Dark Souls the hardest game in the world because there's a bunch of stupid stuff that you can't avoid that kills you because you had no idea it was there. But I'm telling you right now, more people have finished Dark Souls than Battletoads. So, it's hard for me to sit here and say Dark Souls is harder than Battletoads. You know, thousands and thousands and thousands of people have beaten Dark Souls, because if you just stick with it, you'll beat it. Whereas Battletoads, you need to learn it. And that's the thing with games like Dark Souls. You don't really need to learn it to beat it. You kinda do, but you can just get lucky. You can smack your face into a boss until you get lucky and beat him. Either you can smack your face into a part of the game until you get so leveled up that you just beat it easily, or you can smack your face into a boss so many times that you eventually just win out of pure luck. Whereas something like Battletoads or Mario, you can't do that. You have to learn the game. You have to play the game well in order to beat it. You only get a certain amount of lives. You gotta do everything right, you know? So, I think that's where the difference is for me. If you have to learn the game to beat it, I think it's much harder than a game that you can just smack your face into until you magically get, you know, end up being victorious. But I don't know. That's up for debate, though. That's only my opinion. I think that there's some people that would be more than willing to sit there and learn Battletoads, but something like this, they'd be like, I can't sit here and grind. You know, it's too boring or too tedious. Whereas something like Battletoads, maybe it's not tedious to them because they're constantly learning and adapting, and then they can beat that. So I think it depends on the person. And yeah, RPGs have always been hard to determine how hard they are because you can always grind. So it's like, is the difficulty based on how monotonous it is? Like, the more monotonous, the harder it is because it's harder to stick with it? Or is the difficulty how much you need to grind in order to be, like, strong enough to beat the game? Or, I mean, how do you really describe the difficulty? Like something like Final Fantasy X. I don't know what to call Final Fantasy X. Is it hard? Is it not hard? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Because, you know, your very first time through the game, it can be very difficult. You know, I don't want to spoil anything because we are going to be playing it for Fantathon. But there's one specific boss on a snowy cliff who has gated a lot of people. I've talked to a lot of people who quit the game on that boss. There's also a certain boss that starts with a Y that gated a lot of people as well. But then there's like, okay, if you happen to go out of your way to grab one of the ultimate weapons, you can two-shot the final boss. You know, I did an NSG and SNO challenge, and a lot of people have done challenges that are even crazier than that. And so it's like, the game is very easily broken, but playing through it the first time, you're not going to know that. So does that make it easy or hard? You know? I can already see a comment thread on YouTube where the first person is like, Final Fantasy X is so hard. I got to this boss on the cliff and I got obliterated a million times and I leveled up and I couldn't do it and I had to have my older brother do it because it was so hard and I hate how hard the game is. And then the next person says, I beat the game without sphere grids and without aeons and without, the controller, and I beat it with the Guitar Hero controller, but I didn't even have it plugged in, and I was eating a sandwich at the same time. The game's so easy. And it's like, well, that guy isn't wrong, but, you know, I don't know. It's hard to say with RPGs. I can tell you that the most talented Celeste player on the planet can play Celeste with a Guitar Hero controller, and it's still going to be hard. You know what I mean? Like, it's never not hard. Games like Cuphead are never not hard. You might be super skilled, and you might be able to do it on command, but it's still hard. Like, Cuphead doesn't become easy because you're good at it. It's still hard. You're just very good at it. Whereas with RPGs, they do kind of become easy. If you know what you're doing, and you know exactly what you're going to do, all you got to do is do it. You know, just go grab that ultimate weapon and you automatically win. Then, it's not hard. You know? There's a big disconnect between RPGs and other games. You know, super bosses in action games and stuff, like, I don't know. Let's say Doom on Nightmare mode, or God of War on God mode, God difficulty, or Celeste Seasides, or stuff. Like, those are always hard. They're never not hard. But with RPGs, I could tell you, in Final Fantasy VIII, if you do the right thing at the right time at the beginning of the game, you can one-shot everything for the rest of the game. And that's not hard. You just have to know to do it. So, I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know what to make of it. It's an interesting discussion. I don't think there's a right answer. I think it's just up to your own interpretation. Yeah, I agree. There's definitely different types of difficulty as well. RPG, the difficulty is in the setup. The difficulty is in the memorization and the understanding of what you need to do. Actually doing it is not hard. For most RPGs. Some are different, but nothing happens. But for the most part, it's not in the buttons. It's not in the... I got all these... Hold on. Maybe the inn gets rid of my ailments. Maybe that's the difference. But yeah, like with RPGs, it's not with the performance. The performance isn't the hard part. It's the setup that's the hard part. Most of the time. The setup and the tedious nature of whatever you need to do to get the setup. I slept like a log. Okay, so yeah. If I rest at the end, I can get rid of my ailments. So I guess there's that. It doesn't say that it does that, but it does. And yeah, like I said, that's not always the case. There are some RPG fights where there's like RNG that has a factor. There's some that are more you know, one thing that comes to mind when I did some of my solo Cloud Emerald Weapon challenges, I actually had to specifically input on certain timings to get the ATB bar where I needed it for certain turns. So there was some performance to that where I needed to press the buttons at the right time, stuff like that. It wasn't literally just enter the fight with these weapons and win. And there was also some RNG that went into it too. So like there is some performance to it, but for the most part, at least like casually playing through RPG games, there's always going to be that thing you can pick up or that grind you can do to make everything easier. I'll watch Death beat this bed and then I'll go to boss. Yeah, I've heard that that's a big problem with Ozma. That's why a lot of people like to say that Ozma is the hardest Final Fantasy boss of all time. Because there are times when you can go in with the right stuff and just lose. Which most bosses in the series aren't like that. Like, if you're ill-prepared, then they're like that, but most bosses, if you go in with the right stuff, you're good to go. Whereas Ozma, you can be have everything perfect, and then he just says, no, you're dead. I can't think of any other bosses that do that off the top of my head. But again, you know, you could even make the argument that that doesn't make him hard, you know? In my opinion, that does make him hard. But I could see the argument where someone would say, well, if you die, just load your save and fight him again, you know? Original Mario, you can't do that. Original Mario, Bowser could do something stupid and kill you at the very end of the game, and then you gotta play the whole game over again just to get another shot. Sure, Ozma could kill you right off the bat, but you could save right before him and just fight him again. Game's easy. And, like, you're not wrong. And that's where the difference is between, like, difficulty and punishment. Some people don't like punishing games. Other people don't mind punishing games. And that makes a big difference as to what people think is hard and what isn't, what they think isn't hard. This is only the very first dungeon, Matt. And I'm already having to grind. Because things are obliterating me. I think we're actually a bit safer now, but... I'm still grinding, because why not? Ingus has 100 HP now. Uh-oh. Refia ran out of arrows. She's punching things. Yeah, I mean, we're taking, like, very little... So it seems like levels might have a big impact on the damage calculation. Which is funny. It's actually very similar to Final Fantasy VII. Which is, which also does that. So, like, I bought armor for everyone... and it lowered the damage a little bit, but then I leveled up a bit, and now the damage is way less. So, like, that leveling up made a big difference. I'm gonna walk out and save, and then actually try to go through now that we're taking a lot less damage. See what happens. It's world map music. Excellent. It does still bother me how little the top screen is used. But again, I think it's just they put it on the DS because the DS was popular. Oh, yeah, I should buy arrows. You're right. I was thinking that, and then I walked out and forgot. But yeah, I really do get the feeling that this was just on DS because the DS was popular, and it wouldn't have fit on the GameCube. But they really didn't make much of an effort to make the DS, like... make this feel like a DS game. It feels like a Game Boy game that is on DS. The top screen's just kind of there, and the stylus is pretty awful to use. No, Ozma is a Final Fantasy IX boss. We were just talking about him because we were talking about difficulty in games. I have not played Phantasy Star Online, but we just played through Phantasy Star 4. I'm like near the end. We had to take a break from it. But somebody had donated the game, and we had been playing through it when we had extra time. And that was pretty fun. We're getting a lot of levels. It really does feel like we're supposed to be way higher level. I go up a level like every fight. I don't know how they expected me to be on a higher level, given that all they were giving me before was goblins. Yes, Sataru donated. I didn't know if you were here or not. You will not be waiting too much longer. I'll see you in November. But yeah, it's weird. It's like the beginning of the game had goblins that gave me 1 XP, and then now it seems like it expected me to be on a much higher level. I guess I was supposed to fight more werewolves, but I don't know why it would expect me to fight werewolves, because I went to this town and then went down to this town, and then the airship was right here, and then I flew over this. So I only fought werewolves when I accidentally went the wrong way. It almost feels like it should have been the town, and then I go through this forest to get to the desert, so I'd have to fight some werewolves and go up some levels, and then I get to the desert, and then I fly to the castle, and then I fly to this cave. Anyways. It's fine, I won't forget anything. It's not like all the names of the spells in that game make no sense and you have to memorize all of them to know what they do. Ah, crap. You do have to do that. It got to the point where I was like memorizing the sound effects of the spells to remember what they did. Or just what the spells sounded like. Like what? Sounds like water. What was lightning? It was like zap or something. Some of them made sense, but other ones made no sense at all. All the healing spells made like no sense, and I had to like come up with something to try to remember it. Oh yeah, lit. Lightning was lit. I think that should be that way for current games. You're not gonna run out now. I cast lit, fam. Did you finally get through the first dungeon? What do you think? I'll give you 2 guesses. I think we're going to right now, though. It bothers me that every time I pause the game, I have to wait for the screen to move up to the top. For what reason? Why would I need to see my character just standing there? We were just talking about difficulty in games and how it's really subjective. Were there other Final Fantasies that had you buy ammo for ranged weapons? I don't know. I played other RPGs where you have to buy ammo, but I'm not sure about Final Fantasy. Yeah, I'd have to imagine the DS loading is better than the PlayStation loading anyways. Because everything's better than PlayStation loading. Ow. Oh yeah, I guess there's Final Fantasy VIII, but that's just for Limit. I keep forgetting that Final Fantasy VIII's limits are called limits. I always think it's something else, because they changed it for all the other ones. You had like Limit, Trance, Overdrive. I always think 8 is something else. And 8 has all the names, like the special names, but they are still called limits. Have you seen Tony Hawk's loading on the N64? No, but I played Wrath of Cortex, so I know all about wanting to throw the game away after every load. I know all about the load troubles. I also played Final Fantasy 15 on a regular PS4 with a hard drive, so needless to say, I was able to do my taxes that year. Hey, at least we didn't have to play games on cassette tapes. Oh, I gotta equip the arrows, you're right. I wasn't even paying attention. Because she used the last one, it unequipped them. Funny that I know that without even looking, because I just know how RPGs work. Isn't this the entrance? Huh. I timed it, and it's actually twice as fast, but it's still slow. I still hate it, but it's twice as fast. We timed it on stream. And yeah. I think in addition to being a walking advertisement for Cup Noodle and all sorts of other stupid things like a movie and a mobile game, Final Fantasy 15 was also actually just a giant advertisement for the PlayStation Pro. Like, so many people went out and bought 15 on their standard PlayStation, and then were just like, oh my god, I need a Pro. I keep doing that on accident because I think it's L. Let's see if we zoom in if I can see any sparkles. Can't see anything else, but maybe I'll see some sparkles. Who cares? You could build a house. I don't remember the exact timing, so don't take this as a for sure. But if I remember correctly, we tried fast traveling from one side of the map to the other side, and on an original PS4 with a regular hard drive, I think it took 2.5 minutes. I think. Which is beyond insane. Like, I can't even begin to describe how long that feels when you're currently playing the game. Like, 2.5 minutes isn't that long if you're doing something else. But if you're playing a game and you have to wait 2.5 minutes, it's so long. Like, I should time the Wrath of Cortex loading screen that everyone always said was super long, because I'm pretty sure that's less than 30 seconds. Like, maybe 35, 40 seconds. And people complained that that was long. But anyways, then we tried the PS4 Pro with a solid state, and it was twice as fast. So it was something like 1:15 or something. And that was from one side of the world map to the other. So like if you were doing a shorter jump, it was shorter. It wasn't like every single load screen was that long. But yeah. But to be honest, it doesn't really matter how long the load screens are in 15. The entire game is a load screen. I'm not sure why anyone ever complained about the load screens in 15. I can't fathom how somebody would jump in the car and tell Ignis to drive for 10 minutes to their destination and just sit there and watch them drive. Just sit there and watch them just drive. And press nothing and just stare and watch. For 10 minutes. And just watch them drive. And then get out and load the next scene. And the load takes 30 seconds and they're like, oh my god, this load is so long. I can't fathom how that would be. How can you watch a load screen for 30 seconds and get upset, but watch him drive for 10 minutes and be like, video gaming? Yes. I don't get it. I'll never get it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I always trash talk 15, but I just don't get it. I'll never understand. I'm sorry. I've tried. I can get it. Maybe if I ever play Desert Bus, I'll finally understand. Yeah, it's almost like the game plays a trick on you. It kind of gets you used to the fact that you're sitting there waiting for stuff, so that when the load screens are super long, it just kind of feels normal. You know? That's how they get you. They make you used to waiting so they can make the load screen super long and you wouldn't get upset. Load screens feel so much worse in a game like Crash Bandicoot where you're constantly doing things and then you have to sit there and wait. But 15, you're always waiting. What's the difference? You're basically still playing. I hate that the camera keeps zooming out and I have to keep zooming back in to look for secrets. The skull is shiny! Ah, yes. I always hide my secret switches inside of skulls. Ingus, thank the heavens you're alright. My lady, you must hurry back to the castle. We will take care of the rest here. But before you go, we need to borrow your mithril ring. There is no need. I will go with you. I have come here to banish the Jinn and save my people, just like you. Her Royal Highness has spoken. What should we do? You should probably listen to her, you stupid. She should be alright as long as Ingus looks after her. No harm will come to Lady Sarah as long as I live and breathe. Well, that's a problem. Thank you, everyone. I don't like Oh, before I forget, press the Y button whenever you wish to speak with me. Okay. I don't like how quickly we get the characters in this game. I understand that this is all kind of a setup, but I like when you get characters slowly over time so you have a chance to, like, appreciate them and, you know what I mean? This feels very... Oh, she's not even a character, is she? She just follows us. But yeah, I don't know. I've always been a fan of, like, you slowly get the characters over time, and each one has their own mechanic that you learn, you know? Like, Final Fantasy X did it the best, but you could even look at, like, Final Fantasy VII, where you start off with Cloud, and he just slices away, and then you get Barret, and you're like, oh, having him in the back row is good, and then you get Tifa, and you're like, oh, she's got gloves, and is pretty much the same as Cloud. Okay, maybe 7 isn't a good example, because all characters are really similar, but you get my point. Like, you get them over time, and they have different mechanics that work, and that's how you learn them. Here, it's just kind of like, here they all are. But I guess that's because they're all freelancers, and we kind of give them jobs later. This is kind of just setting up... setting up our characters just to get them in our party, and then we'll learn what each one does later. Hello there, I'm Princess Sarah. What's your name? I'm Luneth. Nice to meet ya. Why is she looking at me like that? We just met. Why is she looking at me like that? Very nice to meet you, Luneth. I don't understand. I'm so lost with these characters. Yeah, I understand that. Like, and I guess in the original, don't they not even have names? I believe in the original version, they didn't even have names. They were like Final Fantasy 1, where it's just like, here they are. So, this is definitely a step up from that. But, yeah. I'm just saying, you know, it would have been nice if... It would have been nice if this whole game was slower. Not just the characters, just everything. If I was eased into this a bit more, I would be appreciating it. No, but seriously, what was that cutscene? Why did Refia look at me like, how dare you talk to the princess? I thought we were lovers. I met her 5 seconds ago on an airship. Also, look at our HP. Everyone's over 100. Doo-doo. So, I have a crazy theory in my head. I don't know if this is right or not, but I'm just going to say it because it's what I'm thinking. What I'm thinking is the original Final Fantasy III just started with all 4 characters, right? And so when they made the DS version, they decided to add a part where you collect all the characters. But they had to make it semi-quick because they didn't want to, you know, if the beginning of the game was like 5 hours long, all your characters would be super strong, and then you'd be starting the original game already super strong, and then they'd have to like balance the whole game out for you being stronger. So instead, they give you Luneth on level like 2, and then you just quickly pick up the other party members, and it gives you like this crazy fast story that brings them all together. But that's why it feels so like acid to me, because it's so quick, because they had to quickly get all the characters together in order to like, before this dungeon, because this is where the game usually starts, you usually just have them. So my theory is like that's why it feels so fast, and that's why it's so like crazy and all over the place. It's just that they had to do it before your characters are over level like 5, so that everything makes sense afterwards. Which I guess makes sense, but at that point then just don't even bother, in my opinion. Like, it would have been better if they just started the game like the Famicom version, and then maybe just inserted the character stories as you go along. Like, have more NPCs that explain each character's story, or have a couple added cutscenes where characters talk about their past or whatever. That would have been better than just trying to cram in some kind of prelude that makes sense, you know? Because it doesn't. It doesn't make sense anyways. Like, we know nothing about Lunith other than he's the chosen one, and then Ark is just Lunith's friend, and then Refia is just the blacksmith's daughter that went missing. Like, they don't really have stories, they just kind of hobbled them together. It would have been much better if it was just, here's these 4 friends, kind of like Final Fantasy II did it, where it was like, here's these 4 friends, and they're on a quest, and then later they talk a little bit more about their stories. I would have much preferred that, instead of trying to cram in this prelude that just doesn't really do anything for anyone. Does that make sense? Do you guys agree with that? Also, these are different skeletons. Shadow. You don't have to agree with that. I'm just curious if you do or not. Man, everything gives me darkness, and I only have, like, 1 more eye drop. Good old Craig skeletons. I wonder what our job level is now. We've gotten quite a bit of job levels. $17? Holy crap. I think, yeah, I agree with you, but I actually think that the prelude is bad. And maybe it'll grow on me the more we play, but just, you know, relaying my opinion, my feelings right now as I'm playing. I don't like this prelude at all. I feel completely lost. I feel like the characters were just shoved on me before I knew who they are or cared who they were. And I don't feel like their stories are fleshed out enough for me to, like, warrant all of this nonsense. Prepare to meet your doom, Jin! This ring will banish you once and for all! Nice beard. Nothing's happening, but why? Ha 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 ha! Your bauble has no power over me now that I am infused with the power of darkness. Oh, so it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Wait. Oh my. Check him out. It's either Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Kingdom Hearts. We'll go Kingdom Hearts. Sounds right. I was thinking of the popular Yu-Gi-Oh! Card, the Jin Magical Genie card. Ouch. Yeah, La Jin the Magic Genie, I think. The Mystical Genie of the Lamp, that's what it was. You got it. Yes, I do agree. The characters have better personalities in this one than 2. which is totally just based on the remake, because, like I said, the original just had nameless characters. But yeah, I just feel like... Oh, the princess! Oh my god, look at the power. Nice. I just feel like it would have been so much better if we just kind of got the backstory later. I don't think it was worth all that effort just to be like, Ark is Luna's friend. You know? But hey. Like I said, this is just my opinions right off the top. Like, the more we play, the more I'll understand. But just giving my feelings as we go. This whole beginning felt really strange. Not exactly bad, just strange. I liked this dungeon, though, now that I'm on a level that I'm supposed to be on. I liked the skull. Why does he get to attack twice? See, does that just as magic power? He gets to swing his sword and cast a magic. Nice. Oh, wow. Healed everyone. Excellent. I wonder if I can do that. I didn't actually try yet. Because this magic system is like Final Fantasy 1's, I expect that, like, Cure 2 cures everyone, but she just used regular Cure and it cured everyone, so maybe I can somehow cure everyone. We'll see. We did it! I'm slightly surprised the boss didn't obliterate us. You cannot escape the ring's power now. No! He's just gone. Hey, what's going on? You must return to the castle, my lady. Do not fear for us. We will be fine. How do you know that? What is happening? Ingus! Where are we? Back to the crystal. I recognize this place. It's the cave with the crystal. It is I who summoned you. You four have been chosen to be the warriors of the light, the bringers of hope. You must take with you the last of my light and the last of our world's hope. Unless you act, the light will be lost and the equilibrium forever broken. Once you take in the light, you will be able to extract the power from the other crystals. We don't know what that means. But okay. We did it! We beat the game! It's over. Credits. You know, it was pretty good. Princess was hot. I'm excited for Final Fantasy IV. Umatsu. The legend. Yep, we won. And all we got was a really skinny looking crystal for some reason. So, the story. Guy and friend and random girl and other random guy go on quest to defeat Genie. And then the crystal goes on a diet. That's it. That's all we got. Vander, thank you so much for the 150. You must drive the darkness from the world and stuff. You are our last hope. Oh yeah, and everyone became cardboard cutouts. Forgot about that part. Never forget. You have been blessed with the crystal's light. Now go, step on the shining circle behind this altar to return to the surface. Embrace your destiny, warriors of the light. What the? Congratulations, Kupo. You can now change jobs. Thank God, I hated this job. Can't be a cashier forever. You can access job-specific abilities by changing jobs, Kupo. Be careful, though. You won't be automatically proficient in each job, Kupo. You'll need to practice each new job to maximize its potential, Kupo. Try it out. Good luck, Kupo. That's all. So, first Moogle? Is that the first Moogle? Or did they add the Moogle for the remake? Think of the 100-bit star. Was the Moogle like an addition for the remake, or was the first Moogle in Final Fantasy III? They added... Aw, big rip. Alright, false alarm, not the first Moogle. Okay, job. Oh, man. I can't even be a waiter. Alright, so... From what I understand... I mean, everyone has the same exact stats. So, like, it shouldn't matter who I pick for what, right? They're all the same exact thing. So, I feel like I should go against the grain and do something different, because why not, right? I would say if I were doing this the way that, like, not exactly intended, but just going off of their personalities, I would probably go Thief for Lunith, Black Mage for Ark, White Mage for Refia, and Warrior for Ingus. That would make the most sense to me. I should make Ark a monk. He looks like he could just go around punching things. Let's make Refia a monk. We should do it. We should make Refia a monk. She's an independent woman. No, this music isn't repetitive at all. What are you talking about? Big disagree on that one. I don't know, man. Part of me wants to just go with, like, my gut, and then part of me wants to do something different because I always do the same thing, you know? Like, I never ever pick red mage. I always do a white mage and a black mage in any RPG that I can pick. I never do red mage. So I feel like what would be cool is if I did, like, Arc as a red mage, and then that would open up Refia to not be a mage, and I can make her a monk. Yeah, why can't I be a pirate? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do thief. Oh. Oh. Oh, I wasn't ready for that. I didn't know all that was gonna happen. Wait, can I just look at all these? Okay. 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 That's a little much. Okay, he looks really cool as a red mage. I'm not gonna lie. Alright. Yeah, we gotta go red mage for Arc. He looks like a red mage. Oh wow, they wear like the same exact clothes. I thought it'd be different. It's lame. Is it at least different for Refia, given that she's a lady? Okay, it's like the same. Why do we need the belly button? Can we remove the belly button? Cover. Oh, she gets a little blue bow. Little blue bow. She looks kind of weird as a monk. I'm kind of second guessing the monk thing now. Whatever, we'll go with it. The warrior looks so lame. Why does he look like chunky? I feel like it should be his chest that's puffed out, not his stomach. He looks hungry. Anyways. Look at how cool Arc looks, though. And actually, Refia looks pretty cool in her picture. What are the arrows? What are the down arrows? I don't know what that's all about. Weird that anyone can learn Poisona and Cure. Look at us go. So are we're all job level 1 now, right? Yeah. That did change our stats slightly. Luneth has 1 more agility and 1 less intellect and 2 less mind. Arc stayed the same, because I guess Red Mage is everything. Refia got more strength and agility. Ingus got... Oh no, never mind. He's only level 8, that's why. Oh, that's lame. The Red Mage got to keep all his stats, but Ingus lost intellect and mind without gaining any strength. Warrior sucks confirmed. You know what I just realized? We lost our airship. The airship's still on the other side of the water. We just got the airship. We already lost it. Sid's gonna be mad. I don't want to fight a goblin. Oh, look, I have steel. And nothing else exciting. Well, I got retaliate. I don't know what that does. Is it like a counter? She like runs in place for a second when you click it. And advance. I don't know what that is. I got a potion. What? Oh, I gotta re-equip my stuff. I was like, why is he punching him? I was going bubbly. No, the airship didn't get over mountains. Alright, so now you gotta do knives. Because you're a thief. And you can do longsword. Interesting question though, do I give the red mage the bow? Because that's the only... like, he's the only one that's gonna take a bow. I guess for now I will. You get nothing. See, I usually hate monks, so I'm hoping that this game will change my mind about monks. Alright, do I dual wield long swords or do I leather shield? I feel like I leather shield. Try to make him the tank. Not that it really matters because I can't get them to like target Ingus anyways, but she'll be fine. She has her hands. Yeah, I've never liked the monk in pretty much any game I've ever played. Maybe this will be the one that I changes my mind about monks. The only game where I like the monk is Final Fantasy VII. Touche. Guess you got me there. I'll wait here. I don't want to see my father, at least not yet. Wow. I just changed your class and stuff, and now you're gone. Dad. I was like, what happened to you? You became a monk? You left home and became a monk? Oh, they're still cursed. Where? Oh, maybe I should go to the castle first. Because he has to, yeah. Ah, there you are. Let's hurry. Chop, chop. I figured that the princess already went back to the castle and solved the curse, but apparently not, so we gotta go see what happened. Oh yeah, I'm still enjoying the game. It's just a bit confused about the beginning, I guess. Not in a particularly bad way. Well, some of it was bad. Some of it I didn't enjoy. Everyone, Ingus. Lady Sarah, I am glad to see you safe. Now we must cleanse the ring in the blessed spring, and that should lift the curse. The blessed spring flows below Castle Sassoon. Let us hurry inside. And we're here. She just chucks it. You could have just... The curse should be lifted now. You should go speak to Father. Oh, just like that. You guys look different from the last time I saw you. You have returned. Your courageous deeds have saved the kingdom. You have my deepest gratitude. Thank you, sire, but we must go. We've been chosen to be the warriors of the light. Warriors of the light, you say? Ingus, are you leaving as well? Yes, sire. I see, then I bid you all well. Know that our hopes go with you, young champions. Yes, sire. Take this with you. It will surely prove itself useful during your journey. The knights look like ninjas. A magical folding canoe! We're in there, boys. This game... So, correct me if I'm wrong, this game kind of feels like a remake of Final Fantasy 1. In a way, you know? Like, especially given that the original version had nameless characters. It almost feels like they took Final Fantasy 1 and they were like, let's do it again, but better. Because you got, like, the canoes, you got the magic system that's the same, you had the nameless characters, you got the king, you got the warriors of light, you got the crystal, and then the job system, which is a bit different because you can change, but still the job system. Let's do... Oh, I had Princess Sarah, yeah. I didn't even think about that. Her name was Sarah, wasn't it? Yeah, that's what I was saying before. Like, Final Fantasy II got a lot of pushback, so it makes sense that they went back to their roots with Final Fantasy III and made it a lot more like Final Fantasy I. But I'm starting to realize there's a lot more to it than just the magic system, because at the time I was just talking about the magic system. Because the original had the use system, and then 2 had completely different nonsense with MP and everything levels up individually. And then they went back to like the usage system here. Even in the remake, it's still the usage system. But now I'm realizing like a lot of the story elements and characters and stuff are also Final Fantasy 1. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure it won't be Final Fantasy 1 forever. I'm sure it goes off on its own tangent. But there's a lot that links this to 1, and I guess that was just them trying to remove themselves from Final Fantasy 2 and bring it back to what it was before. It's Lady Sarah. Everyone, be safe. Promise me you'll come back to Sassoon. Is that how you say it, by the way? Is it Sassoon? I feel like I'm saying that wrong. It's not like Sasne, is it? Does anyone know how to say it? Probably not. It's probably just whatever you decide it is. It could be Sasune. When your duty is done. You think it is? Sasune? Whatever. Sasne. I'll go with that. Sasne. The sauce. The big sauce. Sesame sauce. Fear not! Our word is our bond. We shall return. We will return to Sesame Seed Sauce Town. Okay, but where do we go? Because, like, our airship is gone. Oh, I see. I can go down there. Big boulder. Oh, that's right. We have the canoe. Does that mean I can go get my airship? Boom. Look at that. Are there water battles? Shut up! My memory's fine. It's not fine. Anyone that watches this series knows I'm not fooling anyone. Okay, there's no water battles. Yeah, I once got into a Simon Says battle with a goldfish and lost, so... that tells you everything you need to know. I don't remember your memory being bad, it's spreading. Father? Refia, you're alright, thank the heavens. Don't cry, Father, everyone's looking. It doesn't matter, I was so worried about you. Now let's go home. What? Wait, Father. We all have strange clothes. Okay, we can check out these new shops now. I heard that when Mithril is forged by a trained smith, it gains special properties. That's great. But why are you telling me that now? Hey, we got some stuff. So cheap, too. How's it going, Kansai? Yeah, I love how the shops don't just look like the same shops with, like, different shopkeepers. Instead, like, the shop actually looks like a weapon shop. Looks like a magic shop. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. Should I get a rod for arc? Or should I keep the bow? Here's the thing, with these old games, it never seems like the rods actually give magic power, so why even bother? It just gives attack, but I'm not going to be attacking, I'm going to be using magic. Well, in this game, since it's usage, I might actually attack more. Let's see. Oh, I could have bought 2 knives. I might do that. Alright, so this increases my attack by 1. Does it increase my magic? Oh, it does. It doesn't say it does, but it does. So there you go. I don't know what to give you in your left hand. See you, Magi. Thanks so much for hanging out. Do I just give you a long sword in the other hand? That seems kind of weird. I mean, I guess there's no reason not to, though. Dual-wield rods. I mean, the best thing to do would probably be to give him a shield, but I don't have an extra shield. Shields are for big babies. Agreed. Wow! 10 defense. I might as well give that to my tank. But hopefully I can afford that with everyone soon. Because that's a pretty big win. Okay. She died. Hate to see it. There's a random Moogle here. Oh, they have a mail system. I sent a letter to Sarah, I guess. Dear Sarah, we just saw you 5 seconds ago. Remember that time you threw that ring in the water? Your dad sure is rich. Sincerely, Warriors of Light. Ingus, everyone, how are you doing? Father and I are both fine, as well as the rest of the people in the castle. Stop by to say hi if you have time. Wow, that's so nice. Everyone's fine. That's it. I don't get what this is. You can send your friends mail through Final Fantasy III? Is that what that is? Why would you want to do that? Could you imagine telling your friend who also owns Final Fantasy III to connect to your DS so you could send them a message that says like, hi. Yeah, was that? What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy? Okay. Well, I get getting messages from like Square, but why would you want to send a message to your friend? Yeah, maybe you can attach items. Oh, could that be broken? Could you send items you're not supposed to have yet to friends? I'm sorry. I want to go with you, but I don't think my father would let me. Bro, we gotta save the world. Who cares about what your father wants? These really are kids. I'd like to go save the world, but Dad says I gotta do my homework. Mithril Mines. What is this, Final Fantasy VII? I guess we'll explore the mines. I don't know why, but I guess we will.